welcome to our podcast. Today we'll be talking about James K. Polk and a little bit about his political impact on America.
James K. Polk is best known for his legacy of being the 11th President of the United States, but to truly get to know him, we must begin at his roots. Polk grew up in Mecklenburg County, North Carolina. Later in his life, he studied at the University of North Carolina, where he graduated top of his class. After university, Polk went to work as a lawyer, later entering politics. After having a successful law practice in Tennessee, Polk was elected to its state legislature in 1823 and then to the United States House of Representatives in 1825, where he was aided by another politician and friend, Andrew Jackson. Polk became Speaker of the House in 1835. Polk later left Congress to run for governor of Tennessee, where he won in 1839 but lost in 1841 and 43. In the 1844 presidential election, Polk entered as a potential nominee for vice president as a Democrat and ended up winning with his values of annexing Texas, where he defeated Henry Clay of the Whig Party. As a friend of Jackson, Polk valued Jacksonian democracy, favoring the expansion of suffrage and limitation of federal government. Additionally, Polk had a strong belief that it was America's manifest destiny to expand westward. For the election of 1844, as a strong supporter of the annexation of Texas, Polk won both the position of Democratic nominee and presidency. During his presidency, Polk carried out numerous accomplishments, most of which regarded territorial expansion, slavery, and states' rights. To begin his term, Polk annexed Texas from Mexico, settling the United States border with Mexico and admitting a 28th state. He preached for this annexation as he believed it was originally part of the Louisiana Purchase, but was unjustly lost with the Adams-Onis Treaty of 1819. In a speech after sending an envoy to Mexico to discuss border disputes, Polk said that the Mexican government not only refused to receive or listen to his propositions, but after a long continued series of menaces have at last invaded our territory and shed the blood of our fellow citizens on our own soil. Polk's message here to the people of the United States was one built on his determination for westward expansion. From Polk's perspective, this was less an unethical act by the United States and more a move towards America's manifest destiny, the land that was, as he believed, rightfully meant for the states. Following this annexation, Polk additionally made a treaty with Britain to gain the Oregon County as a result of American desire to expand. Later, in an attempt to gain more land from Mexico in 1846, Polk sent Zachary Taylor to dispute the land by the Rio Grande. This led to Mexican troops attacking Taylor and Congress declaring war, marking the beginning of the Mexican-American War. Polk specifically stated in his speech on war with Mexico that the United States and Mexico had been hostile towards each other for some time, but with Mexico passing the boundary of the United States, invading its territory, and shedding American blood, war had officially been declared.
During this war, Polk focused on three things: taking control of northern Mexico, including New Mexico, seizing California, and capturing Mexico City. The war ended in 1848, which resulted in the U.S. benefiting greatly, with Polk acquiring California, Nevada, Utah, New Mexico, most of Arizona and Colorado, and parts of Oklahoma, Kansas, and Wyoming. The acquisition of this land was the most the United States had gained since the Adams-Onis Treaty of 1819. The United States had now expanded its territory by over 1 million square miles. But this new expansion of territory had resulted in arguments regarding slavery and which states would be free and not. Polk settled this by signing a bill in 1848 prohibiting slavery in Oregon, as well as eventually resulting in the Compromise of 1850. Additionally, Polk accomplished many things financially. He signed the Walker Tariff into law in 1846, which lowered the tariff rate 25% as he advocated for low tariffs. Along with this, he signed in the Independent Treasury Act, where independent treasury deposit offices were established separate from private or state banks to receive all government funds. Polk's presidency ended in 1848 as he swore to not run for re-election and kept true to this promise. In conclusion, in regards to Polk and the Civil War, the Civil War most likely would have occurred with Polk as president. Firstly, the Mexican-American War occurred with Polk being president, so a civil war would also be likely. Additionally, Polk was somewhat similar to Lincoln in terms of priorities, as they both didn't perceive slavery as an issue in America, but it most likely would later set a foundation for the war with Polk, as it did with Lincoln, as the Emancipation Proclamation was a document necessary for America in the time of the Civil War. Although Polk would not have condoned social disputes, as his presidency did result in large compromises, such as the Compromise of 1850. Thanks for listening.